Welcome back to Steffi Fan's channel. Today we will learn about the issue of explosive revelations and forbidden romance that threaten to tear families apart on The Bold and the Beautiful this Friday, January 23rd. The drama reaches unprecedented heights as Deacon Sharp faces devastating betrayal, while dangerous secrets lurk in every corner of Los Angeles. Deacon's world shatters. The foundation of Deacon Sharp's entire existence crumbled when he discovered the unthinkable truth about Sheila's deception. For months, Deacon had genuinely believed in Sheila's transformation, convinced that the woman who had terrorized so many lives had finally turned a corner toward redemption. He invested his heart, his trust, and his future in the possibility that people could truly change. But when the bombshell dropped that Sheila had deliberately concealed the truth about Luna and Nazwa being alive, Deacon felt his world collapse around him. This wasn't just about hiding information, it was about everything their relationship represented. The revelation cut deeper than any knife could penetrate. Deacon had defended Sheila to everyone who warned him she would never change. He stood by her when his own daughter questioned his judgment. He risked his reputation and relationships because he truly believed in her reformation. Now, discovering that she had orchestrated such an elaborate deception involving someone's life made him question every moment they had shared together. Was any of it real? Had she ever truly changed? Or had he been nothing more than another pawn in her endless game of manipulation? The emotional toll on Deacon became immediately visible to everyone around him. The man who usually carried himself with confidence and charm suddenly seemed lost, adrift in a sea of doubt and regret. He couldn't sleep, eat, and couldn't stop replaying every conversation with Sheila in his mind, searching for clues he should have seen. The weight of this betrayal pressed down on him with crushing force, leaving him desperate for answers and struggling to understand how he could have been so blind. Taylor becomes his lifeline. In his darkest hour, Deacon reached out to the one person who might understand the complexity of his situation: Dr. Taylor Hayes. As a re-owned psychiatrist with her own complicated history, Taylor possessed both the professional expertise and personal experience to help Deacon navigate this emotional minefield. Their initial sessions focused purely on therapeutic healing, with Taylor helping Deacon process the betrayal and examine his patterns of choosing problematic partners. She guided him through the stages of grief, anger, and acceptance with compassionate wisdom. But something unexpected began developing between them. What started as a clinical consultation slowly evolved into something far more personal and intimate. Taylor found herself drawn to Deacon's vulnerability and authenticity in ways she hadn't anticipated. Deacon, meanwhile, discovered in Taylor a depth of understanding and acceptance he had never experienced before. She didn't judge him for his past mistakes or mock his belief in redemption. Instead, she helped him see that his capacity for forgiveness and hope was a strength, not a weakness. Taylor recognized the dangerous territory they were entering and attempted to establish professional boundaries. She suggested referring Deacon to another therapist, tried to limit their sessions to strictly business hours, and reminded herself daily of the ethical implications of becoming emotionally involved with a patient. However, the connection between them had already grown too strong to ignore. Neither could fully walk away from what they were feeling. Their sessions ran longer than scheduled conversations drifted from therapeutic topics to personal revelations, and lingering glances spoke volumes about emotions neither wanted to acknowledge. Steffi sounds the alarm. When Steffi Forrester discovered what was developing between her mother and Deacon Sharp, alarm bells immediately started ringing in her head. Steffi has always been fiercely protective of her family, and the thought of her mother becoming romantically entangled with Sheila's ex-husband seemed like a recipe for absolute disaster. She could envision the chaos that would erupt when, not if, Sheila found out about this relationship. The woman who had already caused so much pain and suffering for their family would undoubtedly unleash her fury in ways no one could predict. Steffi's mind raced through countless nightmare scenarios. She imagined Sheila showing up at family gatherings, creating scenes at Forrester Creations, or worse, taking revenge on Taylor for stealing the man she considered hers. Determined to prevent catastrophe, Steffi formulated a plan to recruit Hope Logan to her cause. Despite their complicated history and frequent conflicts, Steffi believed that Hope would share her concern about protecting their parents from making a terrible mistake. After all, they both had witnessed firsthand the destruction Sheila could cause. However, Steffi's meeting with Hope yielded completely unexpected results that left her stunned and increasingly anxious. Instead of joining forces to stop the relationship, Hope actually welcomed the news with genuine relief and happiness. Hope explained that she was thrilled to see her father finally moving on from his toxic relationship with Shea Los Angeles. She viewed Taylor as a stabilizing positive influence who could help Deacon heal and grow. Hope believed her father deserved happiness with someone who truly understood him, someone with Taylor's intelligence, compassion, and emotional depth. Hope's support deepens the crisis. Hope's enthusiastic endorsement of the relationship only intensified Steffi's concern exponentially. She realized she was facing this crisis alone without the ally she had counted on. Steffi felt isolated in her worry, convinced that everyone was underestimating Sheila's capacity for vengeance and the volatility of this situation. She couldn't understand how Hope could be so naive about the potential consequences. The more Hope defended the relationship, the more Steffi felt her anxiety growing into full-blown panic about her family's safety. Steffi made one last desperate attempt to intervene directly. She confronted her mother with passionate pleas, begging Taylor to end her therapeutic relationship with Deacon immediately and create necessary distance before things progressed any further. Steffi presented every logical argument she could: marshal the ethical violations, the potential professional consequences, the inevitable confrontation with Sheila, and the damage this could inflict on their family's reputation. She reminded Taylor of everything they had endured at Sheila's hands, and warned that getting involved with Deacon would only invite more chaos into their lives. But Taylor, caught in the grip of genuine emotions she hadn't felt in years, couldn't bring herself to walk away. Despite understanding all the risks Steffi outlined, despite recognizing the potential complications, Taylor found herself unwilling to give up what she and Deacon were building together. She tried to reassure Steffi that she would handle the situation carefully, that she and Deacon would keep things discreet until they figured out the right approach. However, these reassurances did nothing to calm Steffi's escalating fears. The point of no return. The situation reached its inevitable turning point when Deacon and Taylor could no longer deny or resist their feelings. After weeks of dancing around their attraction, of maintaining pretenses about professional boundaries, they finally gave in to the emotional connection that had been building between them. What began as a supportive therapeutic relationship had blossomed into something neither could walk away from: a genuine romance filled with understanding, respect, and passionate connection. Their first intimate moment came after a particularly emotional session where Deacon finally broke through the last walls around his heart, revealing vulnerabilities he had never shared with anyone. Taylor responded not as a therapist, but as a woman deeply moved by his honesty and courage. The kiss that followed felt inevitable, as though they had been moving toward this moment since their first conversation. For both of them, it represented not just physical attraction, but emotional recognition, finding someone who truly saw and accepted them completely. Now their relationship enters dangerous territory as they navigate the complexities of keeping their romance secret while knowing that eventually the truth will emerge. They steal moments together away from prying eyes, communicating through carefully coded messages and meeting at locations where they're unlikely to encounter anyone from their social circles. But they both know this fragile bubble of happiness cannot last indefinitely. Eventually, someone will discover their secret, and when that happens, all hell will break loose. Dylan's troubling presence. Meanwhile, another potentially explosive situation develops at Forrester Creations involving Dylan, a young man Steffi hired despite his troubled circumstances. In what initially seemed like a charitable gesture, Steffi brought Dylan into the company to work alongside Elektra and Will, giving him an opportunity to rebuild his life after falling on hard times. The arrangement seemed beneficial for everyone. Dylan needed employment and stability, while Forrester Creations gained an enthusiastic worker grateful for the opportunity. The situation became even more intertwined when Will and Elektra agreed to let Dylan move in with them, temporarily offering him a place to stay while he got back on his feet. At first, the living arrangement seemed functional, with everyone maintaining appropriate boundaries and respect. Dylan appeared genuinely appreciative of the help he was receiving, working hard at Forrester and being a considerate roommate. However, something has shifted in recent days, causing Elektra significant discomfort. Elektra recently found herself in the uncomfortable position of asking Dylan to back off, suggesting that his behavior has crossed lines that make her uneasy. The exact nature of Dylan's concerning actions remains unclear, but Elektra's request indicates that whatever he's doing has made her feel uncomfortable enough to confront him directly. Will has also become aware of Elektra's concerns about Dylan creating tension in their living situation and workplace environment. As Friday's episode unfolds, viewers will see Elektra opening up to Will about the full extent of her worries regarding Dylan potentially revealing disturbing information that could change everything about how they view their troubled roommate and colleague. The convergence of these storylines promises explosive drama as secrets threaten to detonate, forbidden romance blooms in dangerous soil, and trusted relationships reveal troubling undercurrents. Friday's episode will leave viewers breathless as Los Angeles' most complicated families navigate treacherous emotional terrain where one wrong move could destroy everything they hold dear.